All right, hello, I am Mr. Rogers.
And I'm Mrs. Froman.
And you're watching the video notes for section 2-5 in your book. We're skipping 2-4. And this is on echinoderms. So like it says here, these spiny-skinned animals. And you can see from our picture we got attached here things like your typical, we call it starfish or sea star. Brittle stars, sea cucumbers, sea urchins, sea lilies, all kind of fall into this phylum of living things. So echinoderms are invertebrates with radial symmetry. And you find them in water. That's why you find the radial symmetry in water. Their body plan, think about a star, has those 5 kind of spokes coming out of it. Now we started having animals that had heads and brains with our insects and arthropods, but this group actually has no kind of distinct head or brain, which works to its advantage. You'll see in a minute. That many have the ability to regenerate body parts. So if they lose an arm or one of those spokes there around it, it can regenerate and regrow, and even that one that falls off can kind of grow into its own
whole new
starfish on its own. So that asexual reproduction, where if that gets cut off, it can regrow it, and the one that got cut off can grow into a new starfish, if it wasn't eaten, I guess, of course, too. So again, in this group, we have sea stars, sea urchins, sand dollars, and sea cucumbers.
So the way they get their food kind of depends on the species. Some are carnivores and some are herbivores. Some feed by filtering the water. That's like the sea cucumber there. He's filtering the water. And then other, like the starfish. That's a starfish eating another starfish.
The other, yeah.
And that would be a carnivore.
So as far as the life cycle, again, fairly complex at this point. So we have male and female are separate. The fertilization, again, is outside in the water before insects have been inside. But their eggs hatch into a swimming larva, so it's going to be one of those things we have a metamorphosis happening because the larva is going to look different than like the adult starfish, for example, there. So they go through some type of metamorphosis to become the adult echinoderm. You can see some of these larva stages here. Again, they're very, very tiny things there.
So the bodies, they have something called an endoskeleton. So that means they have an internal skeleton of spiny material. So the insects had the exoskeleton on the outside, and these guys have the endoskeleton on the inside. They also have something called a water vascular system, and it's a bunch of tubes that go throughout their body, and it has water in it. They use the water from the ocean that they live in, and they have tube feet that fill up with the water, and then that helps them move around.
It actually creates like that grabbing onto
like
things.
Suction.
Yeah, suction. That's how it. I always think about Finding Nemo, and I forget the one that's on the starfish is on the name of the starfish.
Oh yeah,
but it's attached
on the tank
because it has the suckers on there. Yeah.
And that's the sticky part of their vascular system, and it acts as a suction cup. So they fill it with water, and it sucks on, and then they take the water out of it, and it detaches.
You can see like just the system here. It's like 100 different little tiny medicine droppers to create that suction on there. There's kind of the inner ring of it. So some different types. Again, we have the sea stars, like kind of think about starfish. These are predators. We said they eat mollusks, crabs, other echinoderms, whatever they come across on the ocean floor. They can eat clams, kind of in an ingenious way here. You can see one getting attacked here. What they do is they latch onto it and they use that vascular system to pry it open in tube feet, to pry it open, and they can actually kind of force their stomach out of their body and into it and digest it and take it out. So then leave the shell behind. Again, they can reproduce asexually because if that arm gets cut off, it can become a whole new organism. It had the same DNA, so it'd be considered asexual because the DNA is the same.
Right. Then there's another kind of starfish called the brittle star, and it's if you see that picture there, they've got really skinny arms. They also have tube feet, but they don't have the suction cups on their tube feet, so they can move a lot faster than the other starfish. Then we have the sea cucumbers, and these guys kind of have soft, leathery bodies. They do have a row of tube feet. You can see those yellow things along the edge there that they do use for moving around on the bottom. And they have tentacles around their mouth, what they use for filter feeding.
So they're trying to catch those tentacles. Are just catching little tiny
plankton and things floating around in the water.
All right. So our last couple types here, guys, are sand dollars and sea urchins. Sand dollars, we think of that endoskeleton. There's time left behind.
The white part that you find.
Yeah, the white part you find, and if you're lucky, you can find the whole one that's intact. That's tougher to do. But when they're alive, they kind of have, again, that leathery body on the outside. You can see little tiny 2 feet around there. And they typically live burrowed in the sand. That's why you find them along the beaches. Sea urchins, probably a more popular one. And they're covered in those spines. And what they have, kind of a unique thing, is this kind of 5-part mouth. It can be used to kind of scrape coral. And there's a certain type of sea urchins that are known for like destroying, just decimating coral reef populations. Yeah. And they're actually becoming better at it. I guess they're not better, but they're there's more of them because we've overfished so many of the sea urchins' predators.
Yes.
That now their populations are exploding on these reefs. They can just go around
causing a lot of problems.
Chew up all that coral and kill it. All right, so 7th grade, we thank you guys for watching, and we will see you along the way.
Bye.